Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Unpopular Review. Here we are going to talk about the AEW Prediction Show right after this intro. What's up, everybody? This is Big Daddy Cool here for Unpopular Review. This episode is the AEW Worlds End predictions, and I'm joined by my usual partner, the executive consultant. Oh, get the shades on. Very good.
Yeah,
as well as Evil Dose. There he goes. And Dan the Man, Mr. AEW himself. And we're going to bring you all the full match card, the predictions of this Saturday's last wrestling pay-per-view of the year, AEW World's End. Might be Company's End. We'll find out. We'll talk about it. But, you know, we're going to try to bring you as much of the matches as possible. We know Tony likes to throw last-minute matches together and put them on a card. So let's take our best crack at it.
Jeff Cobb and Helico.
A very well, from your lips to Tony Khan's ears. Let's talk about it, guys. What should we start with? Let's talk about this match right here, the 0-hour match. It's FTW rules. For the FTW Championship, we've got Hook, son of Taz, versus Wheeler, son of some jabroni. Dan, let's start with you. You're Mr. AEW. Who do you have in this epic opening match?
Who cares? No. I mean, look, I'm not a fan of this. What is it? The open weight or something like that, or the strong title?
Yeah, you're not a fan of AEW.
No, I'm a huge fan of AEW.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of this special little wrestling match that they always have for this title.
Got it.
And, you know, it's like you only got 3 rope breaks and yada, yada, yada. Time limit.
Wrong title, dude.
Judges,
This is the FTW title, not the Ring of Honor Pure Championship.
The Pure's not on the line for this?
No, it's the FTW title.
Wheeler Yuta's defending that tomorrow night against somebody I've forgotten about, but it's only Hook's title.
That's right. He is defending it against Matt Sydal.
Oh yeah, big controversy there.
Yeah, take a couple guesses who won that match.
Yeah.
So let's be honest here. Hook's not going to lose. Hook's one of the most protected guys in AEW. Can't cut a promo for shit, but he looks cool, right?
Hook?
Yeah, he looks cool.
This guy?
He looks cool.
He looks like he needs a haircut. Jeff, your thoughts. Evil Dose. Who is going to win this match?
Pre-show, Hook retains. Faces up high. You know, we're trying to keep this show to a half hour. There's, what kind of
There we go. Thank you. The cat's meow. Which one of these guys has the better hair?
I don't know who has the better hair. Oh my God, why did I let you? All right, so Hook versus Yuta. This match has been brewing. Actually, you probably haven't paid attention. This match has been brewing for quite some time now, a couple of weeks now.
I'm sorry, did you say brutal or brewing?
Brewing.
Steve. Okay.
Brewing.
Yeah.
Brewing. Read your sidebar. Read your sidebar. But
I am.
So okay. So that being said, right? It has a storyline actually behind it. It's one of the matches, only matches on this card that actually has a storyline behind it that people might be intrigued by. Now, granted, that I'm not. but it does happen. So because of that, I respect it.
For the
Hook
people
is
that
gonna
don't know,
win.
what is the storyline?
Well, Yuta is upset that Hook has had this championship for a while. Hook is they both won each other's championship, but Yuta said, "Hey, I just won a pure championship. You haven't exactly earned it. I'm going after the Hook. I'm going after your FT, which is not even a real championship. I don't know why they've been viewing it for like 2 years now, 2 or 3 years now, but it's not a real championship. But it is what it is, and this is why we're getting the match. Yuta's not going to win, however. It's going to be Hook. Hook's my pick.
Yes.
Very good. I'm going to pick Wheeler Yuta because nobody picked him, and I feel bad for him. All right, moving on, guys. Let's talk about this match. We've got one of the matches that everybody's been looking forward to for the last several months. It's a no DQ championship match for the TNT title. It's Christian Cage. Some argue that this guy is the best heel in the business of 2023 versus the man formerly known as Edge, Adam Copeland. Evil Dose, who do you got in this match?
Do we know if Bethany Firebird's father is alive or dead?
Who?
Bethany Firebird. Oh, sorry, Beth Phoenix. You might know her as. Is her father alive or dead?
No, I don't know. I don't know about her dad.
Let's just go with him being dead. Christian.
Dan the man, go ahead.
I mean, Adam Copeland. Adam Copeland's not going to lose twice to Christian Cage. It's not going to happen.
Very good. Let's try that one more time. Executive consultant.
You think Kill Switch will play a role?
What do you think is bothering Edge that he had to make this face?
Anyway, you know what's I find amazing? I think this is, I want to acknowledge this. I think this is the first time Big Daddy Cool and Dan the Man has had a show together. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe it's the first time y'all had a show together outside the award show. Which Christian Cage won Heel of the Year right here, Unpopular Review. So some people do consider him the Heel of the Year, and with a good reason, in my opinion. If it wasn't for the fact that the TNT Championship is it's on the line, I would pick Edge simply because of the fact that I think Edge is going to be the one that is the victor in this feud, and he lost his last one, so you think he's going to get his win back here. But the whole point is to put Christian even more over. Edge is where he is, right? Christian is, yes, he's over, but he's still secondary to Edge. Let's be real, right? To solidify him as that main heel, he needs to have this secondary victory, and he's the one that's making that TBS Championship relevant. Edge winning the TBS Championship doesn't do the TBS Championship any justice. He's too big, honestly, for the TBS Championship. I'm sorry.
What's the status of Adam Copeland's father?
But I don't know what's going on with these two. I don't want to talk about that. Edge, you're going to take the L.
Christian's whole gimmick is that if your father is dead,
what do
he
you
brings
think?
you in.
Steve, what do you think?
I didn't make this up.
I think some people are going to be looking for a new daddy because daddy's dead after this match. Adam Copeland's going to win, and we're going to usher in 2024 with the new TNT champion. Moving on. Absolutely. Moving on, we're going to talk about the main event to the Continental Classic, and that's Swerve Strickland. Oh, wait a minute. Nope. Swerve totally lost that. But here's a consolation prize, Keith Lee. Swerve Strickland versus Keith Lee. Let's start with you, Evil Dose. Who's winning this match? Swerve Strickland, thank you. Dan the Man, go ahead. Who do you got? Swerve Strickland? All right. Cat's Meow, who you got? Swerve Strickland? All right.
No.
There you go. Swerve Strickland was going to win this match.
Let's talk about it, okay? Keith Lee, Swerve Strickland.
Yes.
We don't know if everybody's picking Swerve. Evil Dose, you picking Swerve?
If what I heard is true, poor Keith Lee. Yeah, I mean, listen. To go through
what is going on? What is happening right now? What
it would be the greatest thing on earth if they gave this fake push to Swerve and everyone bought into it, only to have him lose to Keith Lee. But they're not that stupid. Steve was actually right. Swerve is going in picking for me that I would be picking Swerve to win.
Dan the Man, make some sense of this, please.
I don't think they're going to throw Keith Lee in this just to make him look like a fool. I do think Swerve will pull it off, but I think there's going to be some trickery as to why. I think it's going to be very close. Keith Lee's about to get the dub. Prince Nana or Brian Cage or Gates of Agony, someone's going to come in, interfere. Swerve gets the win. This is not the end of the feud. It's going to go into Revolution.
Do you think that Prince Nana does the dance, Keith Lee gets jiggy with it, and he gasses himself out by doing the dance, and then Swerve just knocks him out?
I was just about to say I saw the whitest Prince Nana dance I've ever seen with Jeff doing it, and then Dan did it. So you all can pick which one had less seasoning.
Please. Prince Nana's is the whiter version of mine.
Another match on this epic, and by epic I mean like a 25-hour role-playing game epic of a pay-per-view, World's End. Andrade El Idolo versus Miro. I guess this is, there's no stipulation, but I guess the shadow stipulation is two former WWE guys actually get to show up by the end of the year and face each other. Evil Dose, who do you got? Miro or Charlotte Flair's husband?
Little editorial. This whole thing was supposed to be over CJ Perry and Miro being outraged that CJ Perry is taking on clients, and the whole agreement that he's violating to not touch any of her clients. And of course, she got bitten by John Moxley or drank some of his blood, and her entire body got sepsis, and she had this horrible surgery.
That'll happen.
Yeah. So this match shouldn't be happening without her being around for that to cause the explosion. So this match feels a little bit like a dud. That said, Andrade's little recent win streak was false as well. The Redeemer shall be redeemed, and he's going to defeat Andrade, because if everyone's to be believed, Miro's on a long-term contract and Andrade's on his way. Adiosing.
I believe it. Dan, who you got?
I think Andrade wins with the help of CJ Perry.
Wow, you think that she's going to turn on her own husband?
I don't think she's turning on her own husband. She's going to help her client.
EC has something to say. Go ahead, EC.
I was about to say, don't answer that. That's a trap. Look, I got Miro taking the victory on this one. They just don't like having Miro lose unless it's absolutely necessary. Where Andrade, they do not care if he loses. They want him to look strong as possible. So he's facing a C-level competitor, sure. Miro's not a C-level competitor. And I think Evil Dose said it last night that they pretty much know at this point that Andrade is leaving to go to the WWE. It's a done deal. When his contract expires, more likely than not, he's going to the World Wrestling Entertainment. Whereas Miro, when his contract expires, he's not going to World Wrestling Entertainment. Not because he doesn't want to go back, because he does, but because they signed Lana right toward the end of his contract in AEW. Understand why they did it. Tony Khan is an idiot, but he's not that much of an idiot. He knows some things. Shout out to him. Miro takes the W.
Yeah, I've got, as much as I'd like Andrade to win, the only way that he's winning this match is the same way that Phoenix won his match with Moxley, and that's by dropping Miro on his head in real life and taking a 1-2-3 after a concussion. Guys, next matchup is the Women's World Championship match. We've got timeless Toni Storm with the guy from, what's that Annie movie? Annie, that's right. Orphan Annie's, the bald guy from the Orphan Annie movie as the manager versus Rihu. All right, EC, who you got?
Toni Storm's definitely taking this victory. Rio needs it more than Toni Storm, quite honestly, because Toni Storm's over with or without that championship. Rio's not. But it will be very stupid of AEW to take that championship off of Toni Storm just to put it on Rio, who does need the championship, yes, but at the same time, even with the championship, people still not going to take her. A good portion of the crowd, I'll say, still will not take her seriously. Rio's just there because they need somebody to help elevate Toni Storm even more. Toni Storm takes the W.
Chris LeClaire says Toni Storm wins. Dan the Man, who you got?
Toni Storm, not even close. You don't take the title off of the best gimmick in the women's division right now. And there's so much long-term storytelling going on there.
Evil Dose, why is Abaddon not the best gimmick in women's wrestling today? Go ahead.
So this match is going to feature two women that are completely in black and white. The only thing they need Rio to do is take care of Kenny Omega. And then she can go fucking sayonara because she stinks. And yes, Toni Storm is the best gimmick, and they didn't just bring Mariah May in for her new, understudy thing, and they have Lex Luthor there as well. So so of course Toni Storm's going to win, and I just hope that this match is presented in Technicolor.
EC, you're a manager in a professional wrestling organization in Orlando. How long did it take you to get your manager's license?
It's
3 months. Why do you ask?
Oh, so how long will it take Mariah May to get her manager's license?
Probably even less. Mariah May's been in the business for quite some time.
So less time than it takes two randos to get a world title, tag team title match? Absolutely. Moving on, we've got Abaddon versus Julia Hart for the TBS Championship. Everybody's looking forward to this match. It's Julia Hart, up and comer, versus. Oh God, what is this? Is it? I'm sorry. Is it Halloween?
Why in the world?
Where did Abaddon come from, everybody? I don't know. Someone school me. Jeff, help me out here. Which dark abyss?
Abaddon
portal?
is the archangel that guards the tunnel to Duato and Tartarus, so that the Watchers cannot escape. So right now, the Book of Revelations is coming true because she's doing a wrestling match, which she's going to lose to. And just remember, this whole thing with Abaddon is what brought Thunder Rosa back. And yes, all of you have already forgotten Thunder Rosa works for AEW again.
I didn't forget.
Julia Hart is going to win with the help of Misty Dark Cloud Thunderclap Blue.
You know what? You've actually just booked a better origin story for Abaddon than Tony Khan did. Dan, who do you got in this match?
Well, I didn't even know Abaddon was even still in AEW up until they announced this. So, I mean, literally, we were on the show, Evil, and was I not saying that I didn't even know that she won 40 some matches in AEW? I don't know where.
Nobody knew that.
Nobody knew that.
I knew that.
Nobody except
you're full of crap.
Meow. That's why he is the cat's meow.
You're full of, no. You did not know that.
I did know that.
You watch AEW Dark?
I don't watch AEW Dark.
Okay, so then how do you know she's won in these 40 some matches?
He just got her wrestling card.
When I look at highlights sometimes, and when they show little highlights and little fan-made shit, they show her coming out because I have to do that when I'm doing commercials.
Anyways,
Chris, stop lying. You didn't watch any Abaddon highlights. They don't exist. You know what they're called? They're called lowlights, is what they're called. Go ahead, Dan. Finish your thought.
Who made you?
Julia Hart is is probably the second best thing right now going on in AEW. They have actually finally built a young star and are continuing on that trend. Julia Hart wins this. I want to say it's going to be under 10 minutes. Sky Blue helps. This reign's going to continue for a while.
Dark, cloudy, mysterious blue.
I'm going to tell you right now that if Julia Hart needs more than 4 minutes and the help of Sky Blue to win this match, this woman's push is over. There's no good reason why she needs to go more than 4 minutes with Abaddon, who nobody can find getting a win. Chris, you can't even find her getting a win. Like, please. Anyway, moving on.
I mean, before we move on, I do want to say...
That's a video of me. This is the last time I watched an Abaddon match. That's what happened to me.
When we come back, we're going to come back, and we're going to talk more.
Hold on, Dan's got a point. Dan's got a point.
Dan, go ahead, point.
Did anybody see Julia Hart becoming the best thing out of the Varsity Blondes?
I mean,
no, Lexus King became the best thing out of the Varsity Blondes.
I mean,
that's a good point. We're going through the card that is World's End. We are halfway through. We've got another 25 matches to cover. Let's go and get into this one. Let's get into this epic match. How did Chris Jericho get himself feed into this match? Dan, I don't pay much attention to what's been going on this past week because, the holidays and stuff. We've got Sting and Darby Allin. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And, then there's Ricky Starks, Big Bill. Okay. And Powerhouse Hobbs, Kyle Fletcher, and Sammy and Chris. What happened here?
You're so good at reading, Steve.
Thank you. I have to read because I don't understand who the other two vanilla.
They want to hear the backstory of this entire match, which is convoluted. They should listen to the Dynamite review show that aired just yesterday, about 24 hours ago.
You just said, Chris, what happened here? But really, you should be asking the person who was at AEW Dynamite last night or the person who reviewed AEW Dynamite last night, because they'll have more insight on it. So I'm going to kick it down to one of the hosts of AEW Dynamite every single Wednesday immediately after AEW Dynamite, and that is Evil Dose.
Yeah, but this is an AEW show, so we should do what doesn't make any sense. So back to you, Chris.
Okay. All right. Let me tell you what happened. I don't know who you're calling. It's Ricky Starks, Big Bill, and can you put the graphic again? Because I don't remember people in this match. Powerhouse House and what's that? Fletcher versus Darby Allin, Sting, Chris Jericho, and Sammy Guevara. Fresh off his latest big show, heel and face turn, because he just had a baby. Now, look, I don't know why this match came about. I can tell you why it came about in the AEW faithful's eyes. You can take this off now. But I can't tell you how it mathematically makes sense. And what I mean mathematically makes sense. Sammy Guevara said, I'm with you. Then he attacked him, said, screw you, I'm with them. Then he came out and said, you ain't send me a card. Therefore, I'm with them. I'm back with Chris Jericho. I don't want to be second fiddle to Chris Jericho, but I'm going to be second fiddle to Chris Jericho.
That makes sense.
Makes sense.
Who do you got in this? Who's winning this match?
I got the faces winning.
Who are the faces?
You know why I got the faces winning? What do you mean who are the faces? Darby Allin, Sting, Chris Jericho, and Sammy Guevara. Sting is on the team. Sting does teams don't lose.
Yep.
Dan, you agree with this?
I agree. Sting does not lose, and you're not going to have Guevara lose after he just comes back.
Evil Dose, you've been watching wrestling for a long, long time. Can you explain to me what the backstory of Chris Jericho's caved-in chest is?
Yeah, he actually had chest implants, and then he had them removed. But I'm gonna go further, since it's so obvious which team is going to win. I'm going to tell you that Kyle Fletcher, the Ring of Honor TV Championship, a cherished and prestigious title, will be the pin eater.
You're right about that. We've said everything. I don't need to say anything else. Moving on, we've got the Continental Classic final. Jon Moxley, who completely buried Swerve Strickland not once, but twice in that tournament, to face off with the lovable loser, Eddie Kingston. Who do you have in this match? Dan, we'll start with you.
I sincerely hope Jon Moxley wins. If Jon Moxley does not win, it is a complete, utter joke. This man should have had a longer Continental title run, got cut short with the concussion. He should be the champion for whatever new little title they made. But they're really trying to hype up Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston does not need a push. Eddie Kingston does not need anything right now. I don't even see why this is a match. I get that they want to have the two of them fight. You didn't need to have a whole tournament for this. But I don't know. I don't think Kingston's going to lose twice. So
I'm going to go to executive consultant because I see him nodding off right now. He looks like he's about to sleep, like Weekend at Bernie's. Chris, Moxley versus Kingston. If Kingston wins, is that the ultimate slap in the face to one Swerve Strickland, who took not one L, but two L's to this man, yet this guy, Eddie Kingston, beats Moxley?
So first I want to talk about the hypocrisy of he skipped Jeff to kick it back to me because he wanted to ask a Swerve question, and he thought I would take it personally because Swerve is taking the L to Eddie Kingston. That's fine. All right? That's fine. No, I don't. I think it's a slap in the face to every fan of wrestling if Eddie Kingston wins. I was so upset to find out that I was like, you know how Sheriff blocked out of her memory? That's how I felt. I can't believe I can't believe that Eddie Kingston won. I was surprised, but at the same time, I should have been. Somebody told me, I forgot who it was. Somebody told me this whole tournament, it might be you, was to make Eddie Kingston more over, was just to put him over. But he lost his first two. I was like, okay, fine, good. He's done. We don't have to worry about him anymore. but I should have saw the writing on the wall that all this was so Eddie Kingston could get his title back and become a more credible champion. But the problem is, you can do anything you want. This man can get signed to WWE and then Roman Reigns' streak, and I still will never take him as seriously as a wrestler as they want me to take him. I am not a fan of Eddie Kingston by any shape, way, or form, but he is going to win this match on Saturday.
EC, you said it right there, that you're not going to take it by any shape, and now I'm going to kick it to Jeff, who is definitely a sizist. Jeff, does nobody take Eddie Kingston seriously because he's got 2 spare tires around his waist?
Yeah, but a lot of people do take him seriously, and a lot of them are AEW fans. What you don't realize is this is long-term storytelling. For 14 to 15 months, Eddie Kingston has been complaining about getting no respect. His interview time would be cut off. He quit AEW. He went to Ring of Honor, but he always wins these tertiary titles, the Ring of Honor World Championship, the New Japan Strong Championship. He has these masturbatory matches with 89-year-old Japanese wrestlers that nobody wants to see, but he loves it.
Shibata.
This whole thing has been the little engine that could. And the whole thing was he was losing his confidence and he was the underdog, which is why he had to lose the first 2 matches and come from behind. But because they can't stick to a story and because they got it sidetracked with all this other gobbledygook stuff and devil stuff, and in the middle they botched the only shoot that they turned into a work with Santana and Ortiz, and Santana wins the 1-match feud. Never see him on TV again. You see Ortiz again, and he's right back there talking to Eddie Kingston, thus watering down the whole story. But this is it, the little engine that could. He comes back from behind, the underdog, the one that nobody respects, the bum, as this week the heel Brian Danielson said. And this whole thing is so that he can win a Wish G1 because Brian truly isn't healthy enough to do it, but he wants to go to whatever that show in Japan is in a couple weeks anyway.
Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, and end up killing himself honorably. So yes, Eddie Kingston's going to win. He's going to pretend he has a real Triple Crown. He's going to pretend he's a real boy now, and everyone's okay. Eddie Kingston finally got his respect. John Moxley's going to show him respect. They're going to hug. He's going to cry in the ring just when he fought Jun Godzilla Matsusahari. And then tomorrow, tomato paste Ishii. And yeah, Eddie Kingston's going to win because the little engine, in fact, could. Thomas is a very useful engine.
Wow, you've said it all right there.
Yeah.
I can't tell you more about this match than you've all said right here. I mean, I can't stand John Moxley. I couldn't stand him as Dean Ambrose. I can't. This is why a TV exploded in his face, and I can only hope that the ring explodes before the end of this match, just like it did the last time these 2 bozos were in the ring. What was it, like 18 months ago? Moving on, Battle Royal time. What did this card need? Oh, I don't know. Maybe a 20-man Battle Royal. Here we go. 20-man Battle Royal for a TNT title shot at any time, anywhere, which probably means by the end of the show. So who do you got? Surprise, surprise, coming back and winning this 20-man Battle Royal. Dan is stumped. Dan, let's start with you.
Your guess is as good as mine. It might be, it's going to be returning Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes. Some people are saying that it's going to be a returning Jungle Boy.
Could be.
Jeff, what do you think about Jungle Boy? Does that whet your appetite?
No, Jungle Boy's never made anyone wet. If it's AEW, it's probably going to be Hangman Adam Page, but I'm going to pick one Nick Namath.
Yep. That sounds good.
Oh, the former Dolph Ziggler is going to come in and win the match. Cat's meow over there. Your predictions on the 20-man Battle Royal.
I'm going to pick the Dishes and Dan Sink because it looked like they were training really hard for the Battle Royal about 5 minutes ago. So, Sean, good job. You put yourself on mute. So I'm going to go ahead and say it was spoiled already. It would have been Matt Riddle, but Matt Riddle signed with MLW. So I'm going to go with Dolph Ziggler. if he's not going to win, he's going to at least be in this battle royal.
Yeah, but it's on 0 hour. Do you think they're really going to debut him before the pay-per-view?
Yes.
Sure. 0 hours.
Dolph Ziggler is not as big as Dolph Ziggler thinks. I hate to say it like that, but he's not. So it's not like he's going to appear with Adam Cole, to say I'm the devil. I just don't see that happening.
And he'll get internet buzz, and he wants last-minute buys for the pay-per-view.
Well, don't forget the winner of this gets a TNT title shot.
Ooh.
Dolph Ziggler's out.
You know what? I take that back. Wardlow wins it.
Oh, Wardlow wins it. I'm going to pick Hijo del Vikingo, just because I feel like no Latinos here are going to win, and I'd like to at least throw a bone to one of my fellow brethren. Okay. Since Tony Khan can't book Latinos unless they go into business for themselves, a la Rey Fenix. Last match before the main event. This one just got added because why not? We got an all-star 8-man tag with Claudio Castagnoli, Bryan Danielson, Mark Briscoe, Daniel Garcia versus Brody King, Jay White, Jay Lethal, and Rush. Pretty much everybody else that lost the Continental Classic is in this. Why? Because fuck you, that's why. Thanks, Tony Khan. We appreciate you.
I don't think. Can you put that graphic back one more time? So, yeah, no, who cares?
Oh, come on! You're supposed to be the.
Can we acknowledge that if you put an elf outside of Burger King, then you're bound to get some votes? Can we acknowledge that, please?
What does that have to do with AEW? Oh, midgets? Yeah, I get it. Who do you got in this match winning? Jeff, let's go real quick, roundabout.
Mark Briscoe's team wins.
All right, very good. Dan.
Yeah, sure. Jay Lethal takes the loss. Because why
Again.
not? Yeah.
Because Tony Khan doesn't book people of color. Go ahead.
I don't understand why you said all-star team. Once again, put the graphic back up. I can't ever say an all-star team when you have Daniel Garcia on the side. I just don't see it. I would say, hey, this should be a feel-good match. Go with the baby faces. But realistically speaking, who are the baby faces? I don't know.
I'm sorry. When did Bryan Danielson braid his hair? What is going on?
Yeah, it's not
good. El Hijo del Vikingo.
Wow.
Jay White, Brody King, Rush, and Jay Lethal take this victory.
I want to give them a win because Jay White, I mean, nobody
King is
remembers.
a doll's name.
Not only that, but Jay Lethal is going to abandon his team and turn face.
Who can remember the last time Jay White actually won a meaningful match in AEW?
He beat John Moxley 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, weren't they tag team champions, him and Jeff? Weren't they? Or am I crazy? They didn't win like Ring of Honor World Tag titles or something?
No, but they'll be.
Jay Lethal.
Mark Briscoe and Jay Lethal will be.
Jay Lethal used to win a lot of matches off of one in Ring of Honor and 2 on AEW Dark.
And when they needed to put him in a title match to lose.
Yeah, well.
All right, guys, let's talk about the main event. This is the for the AEW World Championship match. We've got the world champion MJF versus Samoa Joe, who, as of this past week, we found out is somewhat aligned with the devil and his henchmen.
Did we find that out? I didn't see that.
People. No, some people made
he can be president of the UPR if he can find a way to get rid of you. I'll gladly let him be president.
Jeff, who do you got winning this match, Samoa Joe or MJF?
Well, they made you think that it's going to be Samoa Joe and everything's against MJF. And the secret here is that I don't know how injured MJF actually is because that makes a big difference to me. But assuming he's well enough to wrestle and well enough to take that muscle buster he took from Joe, I'm going to say that this is also the little engine that could, except he's the big engine that could, and he will continue to overcome until he learns that all friendship is bad. Wardlow was a bad friend. Samoa Joe's a bad friend. The Pinnacle were bad friends. And Adam Cole, the devil, is a bad friend. But he will still be the champion, although he will be an island alone, circled by friends and foes alike. So MJF retains, unless he's
a champion should be.
Huh? EC, you think MJF retains?
Oh, definitely. I won't say what I know, but MJF should definitely
why not?
retain.
This is the prediction show. You should just predict what you. No one. It's a wild prediction. You can just you didn't need to.
Look, MJF is going to win, in my opinion,
because he re-signed with AEW
months ago.
Yes,
I definitely believe he re-signed, but he's going to win. I just don't see them giving the championship to Samoa Joe. That's not where the long-term storyline will tell you, is to have Samoa Joe's being champion. It just doesn't make sense. So I'm going to go with MJF because he can beat anybody with, no matter how injured he is. He can have a whole freaking injured leg and still beat Jay White. So he wins.
I'm sorry, you said Barry J. White?
No, I said he beat Jay White. I said he buried Jay
Oh,
White.
okay. Yeah, he did bury Jay White. Yeah, MJF is going to win. Dan?
Yeah. MJF is not taking another loss again like he did on Dynamite. MJF will retain, and he has signed a long-term extension with AEW, and that should tell everybody that he did once he does retain. We will find out after he does retain, though, who is under the devil mask, and I believe it is the Kingdom and Adam Cole.
All right, we got Jeff saying it's Adam Cole. Dan saying the devil is Adam Cole. We are going to find out at the end of this pay-per-view. Chris says it's MJF. I have a long shot. I know nobody is predicting this, but I think it's going to be none other than this man right here. It's going to be him under the devil mask. Guarantee it. You're going to find out at the stroke of 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, because that's what time this pay-per-view will probably end on the East Coast, is 1 a.m. World's End. It'll end before New Year's. That's for sure. But how close to 12 o'clock on December 31st is still in question. Any final predictions for this pay-per-view before we sign off here, guys?
AEW may have too many matches, which they do, but they always deliver, They always deliver a very good quality pay-per-view. So even though I'm going to miss it, I do encourage people to watch it and enjoy themselves.
When you say enjoy themselves, you mean watching it with their pants down?
You know, I knew you were going to tell that joke.
Is there a better way to watch it?
Well, not if Abaddon's on your screen.
Come on, JD Griffey versus Josh Wood on the pre-show. Come on,
please. All right, guys.
We're gonna have a surprise new signing, which it'll be somebody, probably nickname if he's gonna show up.
Very good. Well, there you have it, guys. This has been the Unpopular Review prediction show for the semi-full match. We don't know if 3 more matches will be added at the last minute, but
it's been 11 matches, so they have room for 1 more.
And you've got at least
4 more.
By my count, you've got at least 75 guys on the roster in all these 11 cards matches. So pretty much everybody's there.
You said 75 guys at AEW?
Yeah, there's 75 guys on the card, I think.
Oh, on the card. I thought you meant in the whole roster.
Outrunners versus
way more than that.
Come on.
Who are you begging for now?
Outrunners versus the Hardy Boys. Come on.
Hardy Boys are going to show up.
Were they on Rampage?
No.
Maybe.
I'm surprised.
FDR versus Rampage of Black could be added to this card. I mean,
it should be on the card.
That is a possibility.
I don't know why it's not.
I don't know.
There you go. Well, it might very well be, but we'll find out Saturday night at World's End, AEW's last pay-per-view of 2023.
Let's pick somebody who we haven't seen in like a long time that will be in the Battle Royal that's in AEW, like not a nickname. I'm going to go that there will be a Scorpio Sky sighting.
Oh, okay. Dan?
It hasn't been around in a while. Oof. All right, Jack Perry.
Jack Perry. Good job.
Brian Cage.
Easy. Oh, Brian Cage. That's a good one. I'm going to pick.
Brian Cage was just on TV.
Yeah, but nobody pays attention.
Okay.
I'm going to pick. What's the one guy that's still around from Private Party?
Brother Zay.
There you go. He's going to be in it.
He'll be in it.
He'll be.
The Hardys are probably in it.
The Hardys. The Hardys.
Jeff Hardy should win. All right, guys. That's it. Please make sure that you drop your predictions in the chat below. Leave us a like. Leave us a sub if you haven't subbed already. If you like wrestling, you're going to love Unpopular Review. We talk about wrestling here on this channel, and we do a lot of review shows. And please catch us. There might be a review show live from the parking lot of the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum happening at some time at around 2 a.m. when this show is over. So
on the NXT parking lot.
Very good, guys. For Evil Dose, for Dan the Man, for the Cat's Meow, I'm Big Daddy Cool, and Unpopular Review saying peace out and enjoy the show, guys.
Stay with my friends.
Take care.